What's going on? It is, I'm over here. It is way too warm for the beginning of March. It's like 58 degrees. I am out here at Pinchot State Forest, and I'm gonna do a modified version of the Choke Creek Nature Trail. I'm gonna go hike down along Choke Creek. I'm gonna set up a camp, and I'm gonna spend the night out. Now, we are gonna get some rain tonight. Actually, it looks like it wants to rain right now, and a couple spots on the way over look like it rained already. So I'm kind of prepared for that, kinda. I've got my rain gear. This isn't a real long loop. I think with the modification I'm gonna do, it might be about 8 miles total. So I'll probably do about half of it today. And then I'm gonna come back up into this parking lot from behind the camera is where it comes up. But I'm gonna start with the road hike. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna be doing the Choke Creek Nature Trail, which you could start it from here and head down to Choke Creek. But I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna do the road hike first. Now this is really nice. They've redone this. I think I covered this once before. There's a picnic table here now, which is nice for setting up. There's lots of room for cars. Used to only be room for about 2 cars here, but now you could fit, I don't know, probably 10 in this little lot, maybe another 7 or 8 over here. So lots of room for parking, which is very nice, because this is a good way to get down to Choke Creek Falls. Now, I don't know if maybe at some point they're going to extend the nature trail, because the Choke Creek Nature Trail, which is a yellow blaze trail, runs down and then runs into the Pinchot Trail system, and then it follows all the way down to probably about halfway down to the falls, which is where the old state forest boundary used to be. But now, probably 5 or 6 years ago, the state forest acquired the land that goes down to the Choke Creek Falls. It used to be an old hunt club, and it's now part of the forest. And I've done at the end of last summer, when I did my the camp down there with the yellow Eureka tent, and I think I put a picture of, there's like a private property sign. That's an old private property sign. It's no longer private property. It wasn't trespassing. It's just those are the old signs from the old hunt club, but it's now state forest. So I wonder if at some point they're going to extend the Choke Creek Nature Trail to go down to the falls, because as of right now, it doesn't. The Pinchot Trail does, but not the Choke Creek Nature Trail. So it is really nice out right now. As you can see, the sun is out. There are some clouds, but we did have rain on, it's Monday today, so we had rain on Saturday, and Sunday was a little like this, and we're supposed to get rain pretty much the rest of the week after today. So it's gonna be rainy. I fully expect to wake up to rain in the morning. I've got my big tarp. I brought my bridge hammock, and I forgot to bring a hoodie because it was like 65 degrees when I left my house. And I got out here and I'm like, oh no. But I do have my puffy jacket. I got a Scully, and I've also got my rain jacket because I know it's gonna rain tomorrow, like my frog togs, because there's plenty of room in the pack, so I might as well bring the big stuff. So I'm not too worried about being cold. It's only supposed to get down into the 40s tonight, and I got my 10-degree quilts. I've never really tested the bridge in cold weather, in cold weather, so I don't know how well it's gonna work with those quilts. So I figure I bring the really warm ones, and I've got my utility quilt I can throw on there too, so I'm in no danger of being cold. Might be a little chilly when I wake up in the morning and I'm moving around, but well. All right, let me wrap up this road hike and get on a trail. Well, the first of my 2 road hikes. All right, 0.65 miles from that first lot, and this is where the Choke Creek Nature Trail turns. it goes on to the Howley Compass Course and the Thirsty Hill Trail. So it's 3 trails in one. It is the Howley Compass Course, it is the Choke Creek Nature Trail, and it is the Thirsty Hill Trail. Snowmobile trail, and usually there would still be snow on this, but we've had very little snow this year. So yeah, no no micro spikes with me, don't need them. I do have my seal skins because I'm guessing it's gonna be kind of wet, so under my, you know, in my shoes, I should say, not under my shoes, but on my feet I'm wearing my sealskin socks. And if you're not familiar with what sealskins are, they are neoprene waterproof socks. And yes, you do sweat in them, so your feet don't stay perfectly dry. But especially in colder weather, they're very handy. And these ones are insulated, so they're a little bit warmer for colder weather and colder water, which is really the bigger concern. Even if your feet do get wet, they stay warm. It's like a wetsuit. Your body warms up the water, and then that just keeps it warm. And then if they get wet, but they shouldn't. You're definitely gonna get weather tonight. There's no doubt about that. Hopefully it's not too windy. The campsite I think I'm gonna stop at, I mean, I don't really have a set plan. The campsite I think I'm going to stop at, I've camped at before. I know it's got good trees for hammocks, and it's pretty well protected from the wind if we get wind. And usually it's pretty dry. I don't need water. My food is no cook. I don't have a stove with me. I don't have a filter with me. Right? Nope, don't have a filter with me. I got nothing with me. I got all the water I need for 2 days. Well, a day basically. It's not going to be 2 full days. Just an overnight. My food does not need to be heated up or rehydrated. And then for breakfast, I've got iced coffee and a Pop-Tart. That is my plan. Now here's, if you can see this right here, pace 200 feet. This is part of the compass course. So back a little further, there is an old registry box that starts you on your orienteering journey. So basically you just use paces and a compass to complete the course. I've never done it. I think it was put in by the Boy Scouts. I think they come out and they use that. Pretty cool that's out here though. There's another sign for the intermediate compass course. And you just go through the woods. Just go through the woods and look for the markers, I suppose. I should do that at some point. I mean, I know how to use a compass, but it's been a very, very long time. I know how to read the weather too. I'm hoping this doesn't rain just yet. Not supposed to start until like 2 or 3 a.m. but the weather can change pretty quickly. If I get to camp and get set up and it starts raining, I'm fine with that. I won't bail out because of a little rain. But I'd rather not get soaked going to camp. That would be ideal. So Choke Creek Nature Trail turns here. Now, I could take this. It'll take me down, it'll wind me through, and it'll run into the Butler Run Trail. maybe a mile in. And then Butler Run Trail takes you all the way down to the Butler Run and takes you back to the newer section of the Pinchot Trail. Knowing this forest the way I do, I know that this trail can be very swampy. It's already swampy here, and that's not the reason why I'm out here. And I'm just gonna try to stay as dry as I can, so if I don't have to go through the spot I know is going to be wet, and sometimes flood it like 20-30 feet of the trail is just underwater. So I'm gonna stay up here. I know this can be a little marshy too, but I'll take Thirsty Hill Trail down to Sand Springs Road, and then take that back over to where it meets up with the Butler Run Trail right at the end of that trail. One of these winters, I'm going to camp out in one of these fields, and I'm going to build a Quincy. I hope. Yeah, you can see how marshy this is. So, yeah, the section trail is usually flooded. Almost down the Butler Run, and they finished the road improvement here. This is really nice. So, one of the last times I tried to come through here, I was hiking, this was all dug out, and I could have probably found a way around it, but I didn't want to walk across planks that were on like pretty shoddy looking soil. But yeah, this turned out really nice. They do take very good care of this forest. There's no doubt about that. Just about, well, just under 2.5 miles in off of my last road hike now, and it's a little less than a mile. Gonna take this little forest road and ramp over the hill here. I'll run into Butler Run Trail and we'll head down. And I would have come in from the right if I would have stayed on the Trail Creek Nature Trail and taken that, but time's not really an issue. I am really keeping a close eye on those clouds, because it looks like it could rain at any second now. Not much right now, but definitely looks like it could rain. Just about a minute down the trail and another field, and you can see the yellow blaze here. This is Butler Run, and this will be a good judge, good gauge of how swampy things are going to be, because Butler Run sometimes is pretty low and sometimes it is raging, and I have to cross it twice here in the next mile or so. And there's no longer a bridge at either crossing unless they've built something recently. And I can hear water moving already, so it doesn't sound like it's roaring, but definitely water moving. Let's see what we got. Like I said, I do have my sealskins on, so I'm not too terribly worried. And it's gonna rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna get wet regardless. It's just a matter of how wet. Alright, it's not so bad. Not so bad. I've seen it worse. Now I could cross the log, I could cross the rocks. Let's see what the log looks like. The left side is not the most stable, and it is getting wider apart, which makes it fun. All right. Whoa. I didn't realize how low these branches are. All right. Not so bad. Okay. That was fun. Okay. So that's the end of the Butler Run Trail. Now you can see the orange blaze there. And we are on the Pinchot Trail. Well, there's kind of a footbridge here. See how stable that is. Oh, way easier than the last one. All right. You can see how much water's come through here. It's all washed out. This is why there's no longer a bridge there. Used to be a bridge here you could drive across. Man, I wouldn't have, but I guess at some point you could have. This is Choke Creek Falls. I could camp down here. I don't know about those trees though, but I don't want to be that close to the falls. I don't expect there to be a lot of people out today, but if there's going to be people, this is generally where they go. Now I'm like 3 miles in at this point, but this is accessible on a much shorter day hike if you really want to just come down to the falls. You could, if you wanted to, park up at Sand Springs Road, up where I turned off on that little forest road, like the snowmobile trail. There's a little parking area right there, and then you can either cross where I crossed or walk down the road a little bit to where the Pinchot Trail goes across. A lot of people park right where the trail goes across. Now I don't know if they've added parking there. I haven't been down there since they did the work, but it's not really a parking spot. There's not really a lot of room, and there's always people getting stuck in there. And they'll park right there. They'll park on the trail. The trail kind of goes into like a little road. People park down in the trail. I don't understand. It's a parking lot right up the street. Now this used to not be part of the state forest. This is part of that old hunt club. And like I said, like 5 years ago, the state forest bought this, and now this is part of the Pinchot Trail. And I believe right over there, the Choke Creek is the border. At least I know down here it is. I'm pretty sure it is here too. Lackawanna County that I'm in, and that's Luzerne County over there. So I believe that's state game lands on that side. So no camping over there. And I should be like a 1.5 miles or so, 2 miles at the most, to where I think I want to camp. And this stayed very nice. It's really warm. I don't know if the temperature went up. I don't have my thermo drop on. I know it was 58 when I got here, and I have been moving, so it feels warmer. So it could still be about that, but with that sun coming down, it feels like it's almost 70. So what is it, March 4th or March 5th? I don't know. It's early though. Early in the year, too early for it to be this warm. So I'm right up from the falls, and I noticed this old deer stand here, and I don't know if I've ever seen that before. And I came up here just to check things out, and I found a campsite. Here's a new campsite I never knew about. So I'm putting a little work into it too. Made a bench. This is nice. I think I'm going to continue on. I kind of want to, I'd like the idea of camping somewhere new, but I know that rain tomorrow is coming. Or at least the chances seem very high that we're gonna get rain. So I think I want to push on to where I'm planning. But this is definitely somewhere I might come back out and camp. Maybe something like this, like a Monday or midweek camp, where there won't be as many people out. Because I imagine, since this isn't far from a road and it's not too far from the falls, that and judging by how that's kind of taken care of, that somebody uses that quite often. Or a lot of people know about it, something like that. Nice little campsite though. Look at that cool rock formation over there. That's pretty wild. Just about 4 miles in for the day, and this is the area that I camped in at the end of the summer with my tent, right over there. And this is really marshy. Glad I'm not in the tent today. I'm gonna keep on going just a little bit further to the campsite. Should be about, I don't know, half mile. I don't think it's a mile from here. Maybe a half mile from here. I think that's where I'll camp. Beautiful Choke Creek. Love this over here. This is gorgeous. Blowing pretty good too. Looks like just recently they came out and blazed. These look really fresh. I was noticing that coming across that last section. A couple spots where the blazes look brand new. It's very good to see. If I hadn't mentioned, I'm not sure if they just started in the past couple of years or if they had been doing it and just didn't have the resources, but the KTA, the Keystone Trails Association, has been doing a phenomenal job out here on the Pinchot Trail the past few years. There was a time when there were sections you couldn't even get through. There's a video I did. I just came down for like an overnight down here to Choke Creek. Right? Yeah, I came down to Choke Creek. It came the other way. And there was like a quarter mile or better where I was just going through like this, and it was just branches that you couldn't even see the trail. That's how bad it used to be. But since the KTA's been doing this past couple of years, it's been 1000% better. I mean, some of this stuff just grows quick. Like what I'm going through now, it's a lot of blueberry and kind of scrub stuff, and that does grow. You can only come out and maintain so often. But I haven't seen the overgrowth. Should drink some water. The overgrowth like this trail used to get. Like what I'm walking through now. whatever. Like I said, this grows pretty quick, so they could have done this last summer, and now it looks like this. And if they come out this summer and they just trim it back a little bit, they'll be fine. But blazes have been done really well. Yeah, they've been doing a great job. So if anyone from KTA happens to see this, thank you. It's very much appreciated. Or I should also say, if it's someone else other than the KTA doing it, I'm pretty sure it's a KTA, maybe someone else is out here doing it too, but whoever's doing it, thank you. So almost exactly 4.5 miles, and I think this is where I'm camping. Camped here a few times. Really nice campsite. I really like this one. And it says 4.444 miles. But I got, well, I don't really need the access to water, but there's access to water here if you need it. There was, somebody had a camp ring here. It's been moved back to here. I don't know why. I don't know why people insist on camping right on the trail. There is a whole campsite right back here. Alright, well, that fell. Where did that come from? Maybe that's why there's a fire pit up there. Now there's a new fire pit. Just gonna throw this out there. You don't have to build a whole new fire pit. You can just empty the ashes out of the old one. You can use a stick or something, or your poop shovel that you should have with you, and you can just dig it out, move the ashes. That way you don't have to move the entire fire pit. Just gonna put that out there. But I am going to, let's look at these trees, see how these look. What is this? This looks like an oak. Maybe not, but I can tie off on. Let's see what this one looks like. This one looks pretty good. Maybe. All right, I'm gonna look at these trees. Or those two I could do. They don't look so bad. So let me look at these spots, see if there's anything that looks like it's new that is dangerous, and then I'll get set up. Okay, so I'm all set up. It's been a while since I've set up the bridge hammock, so I had to go back and forth and tweak it a couple times. And I've got my tarp set up really high and in a really funky configuration here, keeping it up as much as possible on the sides. And that's simply because the bridge hammocks have bars. In order for the bars to connect, you got these little posts that stick through. And when you get in a bridge hammock, one side likes to kick up, so it can poke into your tarp. So I keep it a little bit looser, and I try to keep it high. That's why I don't use my Dyneema tarp when I'm using the bridge hammock. Just if I poke a hole in the sil poly, that's easy enough to fix or replace. The Dyneema is a little expensive, so is what it is. That corner's plenty high enough, and I could probably pull that one out a little bit more too if I wanted to. It seems like it's pretty good. But before you ask, so this, what kind of bridge hammock this is one that I made. It's not something I sell, and currently not something I'm planning on selling. But you never know about the future. This is really a prototype, just to give me an idea of how they work. It's pretty standard to most bridge hammocks, so I'm trying not to, I don't want to make the same thing other people are making. I'm kind of working on some ideas to modify it and make some changes, But for right now, it's just something different to use, something fun to have out, and I like it. It's really comfortable. If you never used a bridge hammock, they are really, really comfortable. My big concern, well, not really concern, but is the quilt, because it's not really designed for the bridge hammock, but it is a 10-degree quilt, and it's supposed to be in the 40s tonight, so I think I'll be all right. I was just laying in there. It's pretty warm, and I got plenty of room. I checked the weather. It looks like the rain's supposed to hit like around 1 a.m. And I'll check again for wind. I don't think it's going to be too windy, but this is a big 12 by 9 tarp, so I've got plenty of coverage. I'm not worried about that. I did bring my camp chair. I've got my food hanging from that log right there, and then I just want to get everything organized here. Got my rain jacket, extra pouches. I got my puffy just in case it gets cold, and I don't have my I don't have a hoodie, so I might wind up sleeping with the puffy on if it gets colder. I'll definitely have it with me. I turned on the thermo drop. It is 57 right now, and that's in the shade, so it is a really warm morning. It's not morning, it's almost 4:30 in the afternoon, but I got the rest of the day just to chill out and relax. I'm gonna go chill out by the water and just kind of enjoy it while we have some sun. Well, it is just a little after 6. I sat here by the river, by the creek, pulled the camp chair down here. I sat here for like an hour and a half, just chilling out and relaxing. It was really nice. But as you can tell, it's getting dark, and it's getting pretty cloudy. So I've got my Kindle with me. I'm going to finish eating my my dinner here, and then that's going to do it for today as far as recording, unless maybe I get some visitors by some owls or hear some coyotes or something like that. I'll bring the camera back out, but other than that, I'm just gonna get in the hammock and nestle in and read a good book, and I will see you in the morning, probably in the rain. That's okay. I'm expecting that. Good morning. It's almost 7 a.m. and I think it's just starting to rain. Yep, it's just starting. I got up and it wasn't raining, and I was like, ooh, I might get lucky. Let me start breaking down. And then I grabbed the camera and it started raining. So, oh well. Really nice night. Being able to hear the creek all night was really nice. And I did hear some owls off in the distance. Not close enough to really record. And maybe some coyotes, but they were really far away. It was hard to tell. But other than that, nice and quiet and peaceful. And nice night. Glad I got out to camp. Yeah, starting to rain a little bit. So I tried to pull a radar, and I really couldn't. But I don't think it's going to rain hard. It's just going to drizzle. Under the tarp here. I'm going to have my breakfast, I think, and then start breaking down and to head out in the rain. Yeah. But it's not gonna get any better. So no sense in dragging it out. But yep, Pop-Tart and a little Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee will be for me. I'll charge up the GoPro while I'm doing that, and pack down and hit the trail. Alright, just about broken down. And this is one of the advantages of using a hammock and a tarp. There's pros and cons to hammocks and tents, but this is one of the things I love about hammock camping. I got everything broken down. Pack is packed away for the most part. All I got left is the tarp and the ground sheet. So I'm able to do 90% of all the breakdown nice and dry. And I don't have to sit here and break down a whole tarp. I can just grab, or a whole tent. I can just break down the tarp, throw the pegs in the bag, put my pack cover on, and go. So very nice. It's starting to rain a little bit harder. It's not too bad yet, but let me get this tarp down. Then we'll get on trail. All right, camp is broken down. It is, I'm waiting on the GPS here. 7:30, 7:45, maybe something like that. 7:29, how about that? So it's raining a little bit harder, but it's not, it's kind of just spitting. It's not too bad. Put my watch under my jacket. All right, and off we go. I should have, I don't know, maybe 4 miles total. This is just about halfway of the loop I wanted to do yesterday. So, gonna get on the trail. Most of it's gonna be under tree cover like so. So I don't think it's gonna, unless it really starts pouring, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. But I don't care now going up to the car. I've gotten used to getting caught in rain when I'm doing these things. It's been common. I haven't had very many trips in the past probably 2 years or some kind of weather didn't hit. That is all right though. Cause you gotta be prepared for weather. You gotta be prepared for it. Okay, I'm gonna start moving. It's not really cold. The thermo drop says it got down to 43. Gonna go this way. That is just a big mud puddle. Yeah, it's currently 43. It's currently 43 right now. So it's not super cold, but with that little bit of rain, it's a little chilly, damp and chilly. So I'm gonna get moving and, I don't know that I remember there being that much water here. Interesting. All right, I'll find my way around this. You can see yellow blaze there, orange blaze here. This is, I'm back to the Choke Creek Nature Trail proper. This is the way I would have, so yesterday when I split off of the Choke Creek Nature Trail and I kept heading down the old snowmobile trail, the Thirsty Hill Trail, this is where that would have come down eventually. And this is what I was talking about, that it doesn't go to the falls, and I wonder if at some point they're going to reroute the nature trail to include the falls. And then here is also one of these private property signs, which are no longer valid because the forest owns that property now. Obviously you can see the blaze goes through there. So this is that old hunt club, and that is now part of the forest, and it has been for 5 or 6 years. But now I'm back on the Choke Creek Nature Trail and the Pinchot Trail system. So this is both trails. They follow each other for almost all the way back up to the car. And maybe, I don't know, a quarter of a mile. I don't think it's quite a half mile, maybe a third of a mile from where I'm parked. The Pinchot Trail splits off to the left, and the Choke Creek Nature Trail goes right up to the parking lot I am in. So that's what I'm going to stay on. But this takes us right, keeps us right along Show Creek, which I've been on for most of the day. This is really a nice hike. If you are, get the water off there, if you are even, you know, remotely close to this area and you're looking for a short overnight trip, like you can do the entire north or south loop in a day, usually. But if you're just looking for something simple, you know, maybe 7-8 miles, something to get in, get out, but still be kind of remote, this is a really good option. I think the Show Creek Nature Trail is like 5 miles by itself, and then I added probably 3. Yep. Well, kind of hear that rain's picking up a little bit. According to the weather I was able to pull this morning, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna rain a little bit, it's gonna let up a little bit, it's gonna rain a little bit until later on in the afternoon, and then it's gonna just pour. But like I said, I don't care. I'm going back to the car. Beautiful out there. Yeah. Parts of this trail definitely getting a little swampier, which I expected. It's the little things in life sometimes. There's a little, you can't really see it from here, but right back there's a little reroute that goes around this. This was so flooded by beavers a couple of years ago that this section of trail was just blocked. You can see where there was the trees and debris that came up, but it's been cleared. This was completely underwater for a while. Cool. Haven't had the opportunity to walk in that section of trail for a while. Yeah, that's where the reroute comes out. I mean, it's not real big, but the little things. And it used to go around there too, but it doesn't look like they're planning on bringing that section back. Maybe washed out. Of course. I just turned the camera off. Just putting the camera away. There's an eagle sitting in that tree right there. Took off and did this big wide turn and flew back, and by time I got the camera out and turned back on, he was gone. Big eagle. I don't know that I've ever seen an eagle sitting out on this part of the creek before. That's pretty cool. Keep my eyes peeled. Probably the direction he's headed is up there by the turn where the trail turns away from Show Creek. I'll have to be prepared. Might see him out there, or her, him or her. It's pretty big. That could have been a female. Usually the females are bigger. Alright, this is where I thought maybe that eagle might have flown to. But I don't see it anywhere. That was a big bird, so there's really nowhere for it to hide. Unless it took off before I saw it. You could probably see me coming through the trees before I even got here. Let me know if you see it and I don't. Man, that was a big bird. I wonder if we're just passing through. I mean, I know there's some lakes, some reservoirs around here, because none of these trees really look like eagle trees. Like this one's kind of chewed up, but usually they'll find a spot and they'll clear away all the small branches and they'll pick a spot they can sit, because they are big birds and need quite a bit of room to take off. I don't see any trees like that here. I know as soon as I turn the camera off though, I'll see it. If it's here, that's when it'll show up. Rain has picked up a little bit foggy. Kind of a cool vibe in the woods right now. It's raining pretty good. I probably should have been in a bigger rush than I have been. I've just been strolling along, enjoying it. But, okay, this isn't so bad. This is, yesterday I talked about not taking the Show Creek Nature Trail all the way down because there's a spot that could flood, and it comes from this. So maybe seeing how this is, it wouldn't have been so bad yesterday. I probably could have done it, but it's all good. Gave me a little extra time in the woods. Oh yeah. Yep, I'm raining pretty good now. Hopefully it lets up a little bit more, but I don't have that far to go, maybe a mile and a half to get to the car. I'm coming through what I call the elephant ear on the Pinchot Trail. Ugh, slippery, muddy. So once I get done with this, it's a straight old service road, I think that's what it is. At least a straight trail takes you straight up to the car. Never saw that eagle again. Did see a big blue jay right in the middle of the trail. Just took off. Can you guys see? It's getting watery. There you go. Oh, there you go. It's letting up a little bit now. Feels like it warmed up a little bit. Might be closer to 50 now. But I have not stopped to look at the thermo drop. You can see this is the section of trail that gets real kind of mushy. It's been a couple spots and a little bit wet. Hasn't been horrible yet, but I mean, so my pants are soaked. I'm wet, so it doesn't matter. I thought about bringing my rain kilt. I just never grabbed it. Probably should have. But since I'm just heading back to the car, no big deal. I've got defrosters. Yeah. And probably to nobody's surprise, I haven't seen a single person. Not yesterday, not today. It's a cool little campsite. Again, right on the trail. Big pines. Could have made that work. There is, however, I just noticed this. Somebody lives in there. Maybe a possum or a skunk. There. But there's no real good places here. All these logs move. That's kind of, situations like this, you just got to kind of feel it out. Let's see. Can I get that one? Okay. Over here. Oh man. Whoa, that's in the water. No choice there. Oh, just right there I go. And here's the problem. Does anybody else have this problem? My phone is in my pocket with the screen facing out. It's not touching my leg. It is locked. It's got a fingerprint unlock. It's got all that security stuff. And sometimes it just starts dialing in my pocket. That should never happen. What is up with that? That is not very secure. Oh yeah, it's been all cleared. Look at that. Cool little rhododendron tunnel here. And this is the last turn. This takes me straight up to the car. It'll take a minute, like 5 to get up there. But nice thing about rhododendron tunnels, very good protection from the rain. And it did start to pick up again. So there's where the Pinchot Trail continues on, and the Choke Creek Nature Trail splits off. I'm going to continue straight on the yellow blaze of the Choke Creek Nature Trail and follow this up to its end. All right, that is the end of the Choke Creek Nature Trail, well, the modified Choke Creek Nature Trail that I took. I'm glad I did it this way. I had a lot more tree cover coming up this way than, I mean, there's not a lot of leaves, but it did help. If I would just come up the road, and the road's all muddy and mucky, and well, that's it. Let me get this pack off. All right, yeah, so just about a little over 8 miles total for the 2 days. So 4.5 yesterday and 3.8 today. Not too bad for an overnight trip. And I mean, I'm soaked, I'm drenched, but that's okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna take my jacket off and get the car started. There we go. That's a little better. Wet. 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 Phone is wet. Everything's wet. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh, sorry about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. A little bit of, again, it's like every trip anymore. It's rain or snow or ice or something. But that's living in Pennsylvania. That's gonna do it for me on this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next.